Ethiopian Airlines was established in 1945 and started operation in 1946. At the time, the Ethiopian government contacted the American government and negotiated for an establishment of an airline, Trans World Airline, in short TWA, took the management contract of Ethiopian Airlines, and in 1946, in April 1946, when the airline started, a surplus DC-3, Second World War DC-3s and C-47s came into operation in Ethiopia, and for quite some time those were the airplanes that carried all the traffic of Ethiopian Airlines. TWA management stayed in Ethiopia until 1972, and the last management member of TWA left in 1974. During the 28 years that TWA were in Ethiopia, they established a very good base for Ethiopian Airlines. Training of Ethiopians was done by American management team, and the fleet planning and all the arrangements that are necessary for an efficient airline was established by TWA in Ethiopia. And TWA at the end said, Ethiopians are ready, we have no reason to stay, and therefore transfer the responsibility to Ethiopian management. The first Ethiopian Airline general manager took office in 1972. Since then, we have gone a long way. Today, we operate 23 jet aircraft and 7 turboprop for domestic. And the number of passengers that we carried has grown from 8,000 passengers that we carried the first year on the DC-3s to 1.8 million passengers during 2006. And we are still growing. In the next 3 to 4 years, Ethiopian Airlines wants to grow this even further. We would want to increase the number of stations that we fly to from 48 to 60, and the airplanes that we operate from the current 23 to 30 modern jet aircraft. In fact, maybe this is not news for you. We have already ordered 10 787 Dreamliner aircraft, which will start coming into Ethiopian Airlines service by September 2008. We will be the first African, in fact, for that matter, no European or Middle East carrier will have the Dreamliner before us. Not even an American carrier gets the Dreamliner before Ethiopian Airlines. And we believe when the Dreamliner is introduced into our system, it will give us a further boost as far as traffic is concerned. It will also help us establish a much better service for our clients and expand our routes to points where today we cannot reach on a non-stop operation, because the Dreamliner has a much longer range than the other airplanes. We will be flying from Washington. We can fly from Washington to Addis Ababa if there will not be any other restrictions on the operation. Ethiopian Airlines today flies to 48 destinations, as I indicated before. It's not only the number of destinations that really counts in an airline operation. The frequency of operation is very important because it gives a choice to passengers. From our base in Addis Ababa, we fly to 3 points in China, 11 times a week, 11 flights a week. And to Dubai, we operate twice a day, 14 times a week. And all these flights receive feeders from our Africa services or give traffic through Addis Ababa to various African points. we operate to 28 destinations in Africa, and most of them daily, and some of them, like Nigeria, twice a day. Kenya, twice a day. Egypt, 5 times a week. South Africa daily. And Dakar 6 times a week. We are a major African carrier. There could be bigger airlines than us in Africa, but as far as route network is concerned, there isn't any airline that has as much route network within Africa as Ethiopian Airlines. Today, Ethiopian Airlines operates 4 flights a week from Dallas International in Washington, which we plan to increase to 6 flights by June this year. And by early next year, we will have a daily flight. 30% of the passengers who take the Washington flights are passengers who transit through Addis to connect to various African points. Our flight, which arrives at 10 o'clock in the morning in Addis Ababa, immediately connects to various points in Africa. Within 2 hours, they can catch a connecting flight to Nairobi, Dar es Salaam, Harare, Lusaka, Kinshasa, Lagos, Accra. Lagos and Accra seems a long route, but because of the convenience that our flight gives to our passengers, and because there is no restriction of visa on any African to pass, or for that matter on anybody to pass through Addis, passengers take the longer route and reach their destinations in West Africa through Ethiopia. In future, we have the intention to operate from the United States into West Africa direct. We are at the moment discussing these possibilities with various government authorities here in the States and in Africa. We have no restriction on the number of points that we can fly to in the States or where we come from, but we are trying to get some clearance from some West African countries to operate direct flights from West Africa to USA and back.